This is the best day of my life.
Just got to pay this Friday. Oh yeah. Friday night. I'm in love.
We got to do something. Absolutely. You know what we got to do?
What are you going to do?
We're going to go out and party.
For the first time in my life, I feel like there's hope.
This is radio. Radio.
Shock Talk Radio.
Uncensored.
And live. Cave Crew Radio.
Scott in the comments before we even get started tonight. Good stuff. Good evening, Jason. It's a big show. We got a lot of stuff coming up once we go live. We have the artist formerly known as Choo Stew with us tonight. We have the surprise 8th contestant on Big B's Believe It or What Open Challenge. And we will draw the brackets to see who faces who. Good evening, guys.
Hi there.
Good evening.
So, good evening, AFKA.
Good evening, gentlemen.
So I don't know if you've been following this, Stu, or not, but over the past couple of weeks, I've been taking on as a small hobby online horse betting, in which I was allowed a $20 budget each week to play the ponies. And Big B is definitely afraid that I am going to lose the house, the radio station, and everything else. And I'm trying to convince him that I invested an initial $20. I'm not sure if it's 3 or 4 weeks ago. I have not even used my weekly budget. Tonight, I bet on 2 races over at Woodbine. I bet a win, place, and show on horse number 2. And then I went big. I won a $2 bet instead of a $1 bet on win, place, and show on horses 2 and 3. I'm sitting at a 41 and 35 cent balance.
It sounds to me like you're on a slippery slope.
And this is what I'm saying. So right now you've invested $20, right?
Right.
You've through, let's say, 3 weeks ago. So through the 3 weeks, you've managed to not only keep your $20, but double it plus a little bit. So
right.
You're now up to 41. So you went from 20 to 41. And that is wonderful.
Yeah.
What I've been saying is you are going to lose all of that $41. It's just going to happen. I'm not wishing you any bad luck.
And then you're going to invest some more money.
Right.
See, I think you guys don't get if you live within your parameters. So even though I got the 40, I could be saying to myself, maybe I'll make some $5 bets, but I'm not. It's $1 or $2, and it's 2 bets a night, and it's fun, and it's not costing me a thing other than the initial $20. And but if I lose it, I may put another $20 in, but that's it.
So you say that now. Well, I'm not going to do a $5 bet, but let's say on this scenario that your winning streak continues. And in a couple of weeks, you have $100 now in your account. You've done well. You've bet smart. You've kept within your means. You've built it up now to $100. Now you start thinking to yourself, well, you know what? I started with 20. I have 100. I've made 80. If I throw a $5 bet on a horse, I'm still ahead of the game.
You're still up, yeah.
So if you throw that $5 bet and you lose, you're down 5. Now you're saying to yourself, I had $100. It was pretty cool being up at 100. Let me try to get back up there. So now I'm down 90, down to 95. Well, let's put in $10. See if I can get it plus a little more. And that's how it becomes a problem. Very slowly over time. It doesn't happen overnight.
Maybe if I was betting football or hockey, it might
Doesn't
not.
matter what you're betting on. You're betting. You're
I'm
gambling.
betting on ponies that I don't know. I like the name. I see who the guys are picking to win. I'm picking 9-2 odds and 2-1 odds. I'm not picking the 100 to ones. I'm just playing. I'm having fun.
And every single gambling addict on this planet said the exact same thing at one time.
Not every single person that places a bet is a gambling addict.
I never said they were. I said every single gambling addict has said that at one point in time throughout their gambling life.
Right. And you are trying to throw the karma at me that I will lose it, and I will need to bet $100 on a 75-1 horse and lose it, be afraid that I've lost my money, mortgage the house, continue to bet on multiple tracks. I have no time or interest for that shit.
That's worst case scenario, but it's a slippery slope all the same.
Right. Like I know people that bet on horses, but only like the big races, the Kentucky Derby, the Belmont Stakes, whatever, the big events. So they'll put down, even if they put down like a couple $100, they're saving it all year for that one race and see what happens. They're not doing it on a Tuesday afternoon on a friggin' online, a closed circuit TV view of the horse races. That's done we used to have a thing here in New York called OTB. It's called off-track betting. It was like a store that you would walk into. It was a storefront that you would walk into and bet. And you'd see all the old men in there all day, every day, getting their Social Security checks or whatever, smoking their cigars, betting on the horses, at 4:00 in the afternoon on a Thursday. That's called a gambling addict.
Right. And let's see what happens. I think there are more ladies that are addicted to bingo and more people down in Vegas who are betting it all. I'm just having a little bit of fun. Should have kept it in the closet. I personally think there's a better chance that I would rape than lose my wife's. Well, it's not a fortune. I don't want to call it a fortune, but lose everything that we've worked for the past 25 years or whatever.
So what odds are we putting this at? The odds of you raping or the odds of you losing everything?
I would say the odds on that are about 500-1. The odds of me inserting my penis in a strange woman in a drunk rampage are about 250-1.
So the odds of raping, I'm writing this down. The odds of raping are 250-1.
Right, because when I see women, I get aroused. When I see a horse, I don't feel the need to bet.
Odds of losing house.
Well, I would lose
500-1.
I rape too. Like I'm backed into a corner.
Well, no, I'm not talking about going to prison, losing the house because you've gone to prison. I'm talking about losing the house because you've lost all your money. So the odds of losing your house, you're saying, is 500-1. The odds of raping is 250-1.
Right. So if anyone wants to place a bet, you can send a PayPal to me. Betting is open right now. Minimum bet is $2. There will be no payout unless one of those things happens. And you can bet hourly and continue to send me money at cavecrewradio@gmail.com. Sound fair? the show is ready.
Let's do it.
We don't want to waste time on this shit anymore. My God, can't even have a little fun. You just can't have fun anymore, ladies.
Makes for a
I'm
great
just glad you came out of the closet with your gambling addiction. I'm very impressed.
Something. Here we go. Let me turn on the radio and the podcast, and let's get this baby started because we got a lot of shit to get to today. Here. Alrighty, here we go.
Air traffic control, bring in New York. Roger that. Bring in Canada. 10-4. Gentlemen, we have liftoff.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Warning, Will Robinson. This program contains bad words.
Use caution
If easily offended, enter
at your own risk.
We are back. Cave Crew Radio, Season 8.
Always
On cavecrewradio.com.
There was a time when the world turned their back on men. Men with a dream and savage yearning within them. Legions compelled by passion that knows no boundary. A consuming flame that defies plausible explanation. Battling the forces of domestication, they find the courage to band together to experience the awesome power of being.
I say this with all due respect.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Tonight's broadcast of the masculine feminist has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am.
Gonna go to a place like a shot and a beer, steak, man. I'm saying we can stop, get pancakes, and then we'll get laid, all right?
Why do you drink ice cold beer on a hot day?
Mr. Craven, what else are you gonna do with it?
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
The Yankees are champions of baseball! It's a power one goal!
This is Cave Crew Radio.
Indeed, it is Cave Crew Radio, ladies and gentlemen. My name is DK. Excuse me, I am live in my cave in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. We are live on cavecrewradio.com. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Facebook. And we are available wherever podcasts are found. And I mean everywhere. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, if you have your finger on the share button, if you're watching us live on YouTube or Facebook or cavecrewradio.com, now's the time to hit the share button. We got a big show ahead for you. I know I look bruised and I know I look beaten from the pre-show, but I'm used to getting beaten up, and I'm ready to take the offense as the show goes on. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, we announced the 8th contestant in the Big B Believe It or What Open Challenge. Also tonight, we draw the brackets of that said tournament. Also tonight, we have a very special guest who Big B will announce in just a few minutes. And of course, we've got our buddy Mike Jolitz reading the news and our viewer submissions of the week as well. So we've got a lot to get to. But ladies and gentlemen, joining me as always, as abusive as a partner as he is, continually running me into the ground, yet we stay together in a typical abusive relationship. He is the president-elect of the United States. He is the Duke of Urine Stench Alley, as knighted by the Queen of England. And of course, he is live from Queens, New York, and he is always the epicenter of something, Sir Big B.
Yes, live from Queens, New York. I am Sir Big B, your president-elect of the United States of America. And as always, as DK says, the epicenter of something. This week, I am, as of this afternoon, the epicenter of everything Sensi.
Sensi. You've gone from propane flamethrowers and various other weapons to Sensi.
I am a man of multiple talents.
You are showing your feminine side tonight.
So as our wonderful and dear friend Amanda is a Sensi dealer, whatever. She sells Sensi, and this past weekend over in Canada, she was having an event. And I messaged her. I said, what do you have in this this scent called Just Breathe? And she told me she's got a disc. And I said, I would like it. Please send it to me. I will send you the money. So she sent it, I guess, Monday, Tuesday, something like that. Now, DK, you know, anytime I've ever sent you something in the mail, it takes like a month to get there. And sometimes, at least on one occasion, it was stolen out of the envelope.
Right.
In this instance, that was weird. But in this instance, she sent it from Canada to New York on Monday or Tuesday. I got it this afternoon. And I got my Sensi.
Okay, there you go.
Just Breathe.
We need to, your Sensi Just Breathe.
Just Breathe car air freshener. She also sent another one called Cozy Cardigan. I have no idea what it smells like.
Cardigan.
I have no idea what it smells like. And
look at this.
I have, there was another time I had ordered Sensi for, I think it was for my wife, for Christmas or something like that for my wife. As a kind of a thank you, she sent over another one of these that I just found. I just came across the other day. Sea salt and avocado.
Oh, sea salt and avocado.
So I am fully. I have a full load of Sensi car air fresheners. So when one goes away, I have plenty of more to substitute.
Now, she is also my Sensi, or my wife's Sensi dealer. I've been after my wife that it is time to make another order. And she always sends, oh, that looks yummy. She always sends, Jason Scott wants to use them all at the same time.
That might smell a bit odd in the car.
Right. I agree. Anyway, she always sends extra. She always sends bonuses, ladies and gentlemen. And one sure way to get a hold of Amanda is to join the Cave Crew Radio Facebook group. Just another perk of our group. We have a Sensi sales lady who sends extras.
Extras are always fun.
They are. It's great. And just before you bring the guest in, I want to let you know that we have also sent a package the other way as of today. We'll see how long it takes to get there. And it is a box that is almost 2 feet high and does have to do with Choo Mania 2.
I saw what it is, and it is wonderful, I must say.
Can't wait for Amanda to see that. Anyway, bring our guest in. He doesn't join us very often anymore.
So speaking of Choo Mania, it was named after the one and only Choo Stew, but he is no longer known as that. He is the artist formerly known as We call him AFKA, all the way over from London. Is London calling? Is AFKA there?
I'm not sure. Check.
Check.
Yeah, good evening. I'm quite amused by how we're kicking the show off now with talking about different scents and air fresheners. It's demasculinized, this show.
Well, last week, Stu, AFKA, if you would listen once in a while, even though you're not with us anymore, we thought you still liked us. Big B has a flamethrower. Oh, here it is, right here. So we were very the epicenter of all things masculine last week.
No, I was impressed with his, his multiple purposes. I think it was for the snow. Is that right?
Oh, see, he is listening, BB.
Yeah.
That's right.
But it can also
Deep in the
de-weed
weeds.
your garden as well, I'd imagine. But
Yeah, they sell it as to burn weeds, but I'm going to use it to burn snow and ice.
Yeah.
And I will repeat, Stu, just for everyone's knowledge, that I work in this business of propane, and we use it to burn off tanks.
Tanks?
Yeah, tanks of propane that we want to empty to transport.
Oh, okay.
And Jason wants you to know they do have masculine sense.
They do, but they're lost on me because I am still suffering with COVID nose.
Oh God! Still, what is?
I'm still only probably about 40% of smell.
So you were late to the vaccination team, and you're still paying the price.
Well, I did have COVID, and I still can't smell properly.
How many times?
Several.
Several times you've had COVID.
I have a question for AFKA. Are you now a movie actor since you left us? You look like a character from Get Smart.
No, I haven't been doing any acting.
No. So I want to get your opinion because I know you listened or watched or whatever. Choo Choo Mania 2 did take place 4 years after the original. And we did our best not to replicate it as much, but to make it in honor of the original event. And you were the original challenger, and this is why the event happened. And how do you feel? Is that a beer you're drinking?
Absolutely, yeah.
Is it made with rice? Oh, it's water. He's got.
I was going to say that's very clear to be beer. Thank you for putting it right in the camera so we can see a close-up shot of the. Thank you.
Is it water, Stu? It's okay. So your Perrier water. That's excellent. We support you.
It's nice sparkling water.
And that's okay. Like, we're not here to, unlike Big B with my gambling, I'm not here to judge you at all yet. Anyway, what did you think of it? Because it was, it's really weird to do Cave Crew Radio with someone drinking Perrier water, but it's all good. Sparkling water.
I offset that.
Yeah, I've got a beer here as well. Anyway, AFKA, what did you think of Choo Choo Mania 2? Because 4 years previous, you were a part of the original. How did we measure up with Jason and Amanda?
Yeah, it was a very good show. I actually listened. I didn't watch. So the sandwiches, the grilled cheese and stuff like that. I was shouting at the podcast when I was listening to it about different aspects, but it was a very good show, and I enjoyed it.
So what were you
it brought back some painful memories of the me vomiting and stuff like that, but yeah, it's good.
And how do you think Jason felt when he drank mustard? How would you have felt about that?
See, your mustard over there it's not really mustard, is it? It's quite weak, so I'm not sure. We should have been having ghost chilies, I think.
Yeah,
or stronger.
I think we were a little bit lighter on punishment.
Yeah. And what was the other things they were taking?
Pickled onions.
Oh, the pickled onions. Yeah, he seemed to enjoy them.
Yeah, we had hot sauce.
Hot sauce.
I can't remember. Oh, and we had whiskey, which Jason Scott, the loser, chose not to bring because he was going magnet fishing.
Yeah.
We still need an update on magnet fishing, by the way.
Yeah, I'm thinking of taking it up myself, to be fair. It's I've been researching different magnets and lengths of rope and stuff like that, but I was considering.
I'd like to. Well, guess who's back?
Our buddy Short Sai.
Yes, snorted wasabi. Yeah.
Like he's like
Short Sai said that they should have snorted wasabi.
Yeah, that
I agree.
Interesting. And a top of the day to you too as well, Short Sai. Great to have you. The last time Short Sai was here, he was drinking since noon. How he made it till 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, I have no idea. But he came back in the comments and said, I blacked out. The last thing I remember was
right. And he always has to work early the next morning.
Well, he's a machine, man.
He is. And he usually does whenever he shows up in chat. We usually do after hours with Big B for a little while with Short Sai.
I'll definitely have to pee by then. Anyway, so Stu, what's new? Anything you want to bring to the table before we start rolling on to things?
No, nothing. Nothing's really changed, really. I'm still leading and living a clean life, clean, healthy life. And ducking and diving, working hard as usual.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a grafter, as you know, and I've been working extremely hard, week in, week out. No sick days.
Did you just say you were a grafter? What the hell is a grafter?
I'm a hard worker.
Is that what a grafter is?
Yeah, I'm a grafter. Yeah.
So when you say you're a hard worker, in the 3 days that you've worked since January, you've worked very hard those 3 days.
I have to say, Stu has been very diligent in attending his shifts. I won't tell you why. It's inside information. But Stu has not taken a sick day. Mind you, he seems to be having the schedule of a part-timer. So there's no need. I mean, I'm on this day. I'm on this day for 2 hours. I'm on this day for 2 hours. I have 2 days off. I start a 3-week vacation next week.
It's not quantity. It's quality. I done about a 5-hour shift yesterday. It was quality work. And today I had to do. I was involved in a special briefing. And that took an hour and a half. And I spent more time traveling to and from work than I did actually being there. But,
you were in a cab. Last time you were in chat, you were in a cab.
Yeah, and what happened last time, I had to go and do an evening assignment. And we all got to where we were going to be working in the evening and then found out we couldn't actually work because someone else had possession of the railway, blah, blah, blah. But so that they had to get us all taxis home because the last train had gone. So
I don't know why I feel this way, AFKA, Stu. But when I hear your stories, I always feel you're a few candles short of a menorah. I don't know why, but that's the feeling I get.
But I'm still enjoying my job and still, giving it 100%.
And that's awesome. So one of the things we have, Stu, and it will involve you this week because we are in a lot of places. We have a few things to look at, but one of them will involve you. we like to have our Cave Crew Radio fan submission of the week, and
it's time for our listener submission of the week,
and it is, and we have a few. We do have a few. I should go to this first before we get into Stu's Instagram submission on. We're everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We're not just Facebook. We always talk about Facebook, but we're everywhere. So Big B and I have been absolutely painstaken by this stupid tugboat that toots all over Ontario, that pulls over every time it rains and doesn't cease to show up on our Facebook feed. Scott, another listener, posted, "Oh, look what I found. It's a giant blow-up duck." So apparently, what's his name? Theodore Thomas?
The fucking boat? I have no idea what the stupid boat's name is.
Stupid fucking boat.
I hope it sinks.
Has competition. This, I don't even know what it's called, but Scott Morris found this in Pittsburgh and sent it over to us on Facebook. But here's my favorite part. I'm going to remove this for a sec, guys. Sorry. We had another listener who has been a submitter before, who sent this. Apparently, when it was very close to my home, this happened to the stupid blow-up duck.
It popped.
It popped in Amherstburg, which is about 20 minutes from Windsor. And I told Amanda and Scott, or Jason, I mean, you send that fucking tugboat down here again, and that's what's going to happen to it. You won't have to worry about rain. We're standing up, Big B, and we're destroying these stupid things.
I'm tired of getting, when you scroll through your Facebook timeline, you have the suggested for you. All of my suggested for you are maritime Canadian things, because everybody's tagging us in the stupid fucking boat wherever it in its travels, like it's fucking Lewis and Clark in Canada, fucking traveling across the fucking Canadian Bay, whatever the fuck it's called. Every stop along the way, we're getting tagged in. Oh, look, it's here. Oh, look, it's there. Now it's a stupid friggin' rubber duck, blow up rubber duck. Oh, look, it's here. Oh, look, it's there. So my entire Facebook feed of suggested for you is Canadian maritime things. Come visit the Canadian Lagoon Association. Come visit the Canadian Canoes. Come visit this. You'll have a great time. I don't want to go visit Canadian maritime anything.
It's true. And then the listeners, as much as we bitch about this, seem like they've got to post it in Facebook. Here you go, DK. Here you go, Big B. Look what I cited. I didn't think you could go down to see Thomas the Tugboat, so I'm here for you. Toot, toot.
You know what? They do this on purpose now. I'm convinced that they do this on purpose because we complain about it and they continue to do it. They do it on purpose so they can get on the show, and it works.
It does work.
It does work.
So anyway, back to viewer submissions, and to protect the identity of Choo Choo Stew's new highly successful AFKAs. Sorry, go back to old habits, die hard. We have blocked out the actual name of the account, which has 3 likes. Stu, who is drinking sparkling AFKA, who is drinking sparkling water tonight, really had an unpleasant experience with some veggie sausages. Do you care to tell us? Because you're a big fan of the Janes. We know that.
Yeah, I found I can't even remember what brand they were.
Heck Food. Heck Food.
Oh yeah, they were Heck ones. Yeah. I thought, why not try them? And I stuck them on the grill for a little while. You've only, there's not really any cooking involved. You just sort of brown them a bit. I've got a few of the griddle marks on it. But they were vile. They were absolutely.
They look vile.
I mean, they look. Yeah, they don't look attractive. But then they are what they are.
They look like cat turds.
Yeah. Look, I don't even know if a cat would poo that big, but they look like absolute shit. And you'll always say, well, we've had this conversation before, but
they're nutritious. They're nutritious. They are. They've got more nutrition in them.
What are the ingredients in there? What are the ingredients inside of those fake sausages?
Hold up. Yeah, I don't know offhand, but
like what's in them? Like beans?
I can't even remember what they were made of, if I'm honest.
I'm assuming
why can't you just eat a salad? Why do you have to make a vegetable look like a sausage? If you want a fucking sausage, eat a sausage. If you want to eat vegetables all day long, I don't have a problem with it.
It's a sausage shape, isn't it?
It's like you're doing things it's like my kid used to have these kits with Play-Doh and there used to be Play-Doh everywhere and they used to invent things with Play-Doh. It's a fucking vegetable.
No, I don't think you should get too upset about it. It's a sausage shape. It's a barrel. It's a barrel sausage shape or whatever. That's and it's probably a lot.
So, but they're admitting that by making it into a sausage shape, they know you want to eat fucking meat, and they know that their product is vile and awful. So what they do is try to visually trick you into thinking you're eating a sausage-like substance, which you are not. You're eating some cardboard and tofu, and putting fucking griddle marks on it.
And what exactly? See, this is the part I'm trying to corner you on. I'm all for it. You look fantastic. You're in amazing shape. Big B and I may never be there. But you obviously want the meat. If you're buying vegetables that are fish patties and
I'm not a vegetarian. I'm not a vegetarian.
Then why are you eating this shit? Just have a salad.
I like to try different things, and I prefer to eat something that's got higher in protein rather than higher in sort of dodgy fats and loads of carbs. So
but you can get lean sausages. You can get actual real sausage, but lean.
Yeah.
Short Side wants to know when sausages were rectangular. Well, listen, if the sausages are too fatty, then cut them out.
Yeah, that's one way. But I just, I can't eat pork sausage anymore.
That's like me wanting.
They taste vile to me now.
Well, it's like me wanting a voluptuous Filipino lady and eating acorns as a substitute.
Yeah, I just can't really eat that sort of stuff anymore.
So you put these salads up, and they look fantastic. Like tomatoes and lettuce and peppers and mushrooms, and they look delicious. But they are what they are. They're a sausage. Why the need to compress that, or a salad, I mean? Why the need to compress that into a sausage? It's like me taking a roast beef and turning it into a sports car. It doesn't fit.
Would it be a Ford Probe?
It could be.
Short Size says get some Taste and Glory sausages. I guess that's a thing over there.
I don't know.
Is that Cockney or whatever?
Oh, they are veg sausages. Yeah, I haven't tried them. I don't go out of my way to look for vegetarian, but if they're there, they're there.
Look, I got nothing against eating salad and tomatoes and apples and oranges and staying away from things that aren't good for you. I get all that. Where I have ultimately been looking for an explanation, and I thought you would be the one that could give it to me. Why do you need vegetables that are formed like meat?
Well, look, you can get veggie bacon, all right, and it's made out of whatever it is it's made out of, but that is made to look like meat. It's made to look like a rasher of bacon. I disagree with that, because if you're vegetarian, you don't want to eat bacon, and you don't want to eat something that looks like bacon. So why make something look like bacon? But a sausage is a shape rather than a product, I think, arguably. So
I guess what I'm at, is it visual? Is it the...
It's not. I don't give a shit what shape it is. It could be balls. It could be round. It could be like a circle. To me, it doesn't matter. It's just it's the taste that matters.
Will you eventually begin to create your own Picasso vegetarian? I know you're not vegetarian, but will you start to make your own? Maybe you, as a former chef, can make a better veggie sausage or roast or burger or...
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's... Yeah, but these
I'm
people
sorry. It's like global warming. It's like Greta Thunberg. This shit drives me nuts. I see the advertisements all the time. I got this new butcher that sells Wagyu beef, and I just saw an ad on Facebook that says, you got to try this. It's unreal. You won't know the difference. If I wanted to eat a fucking veggie burger, I'd order one. I don't want to be conned into it.
Yeah, I had something called Beyond Burger.
I'm not a fucking Hindu. I'm not celebrating the Festival of Lights.
Yeah, no, I had a Beyond Burger the other week, and the actual texture when it was uncooked was like meat, and when I ate it, you wouldn't know the difference. And especially if you put some onions, ketchup, mustard.
Well, shame on you for putting all the shit that we put on our feet and eating bread, which you detest. So
I obviously had it in some lettuce.
Oh, I'm gonna have a piece of bread, but if it's a veggie burger, it's okay.
It negates it. You know, the old saying is you get a McDonald's meal with a Diet Coke because it offsets. It's the same thing.
Can I ask one more question before we move on to the meat and potatoes or radishes and lettuce of the show? Will this make it to Instagram?
Well, what?
This. Oh, look at that.
It might well do.
What are the toppings?
It was ground beef, chilies, peppers.
Looks delicious.
Olives.
It looks gourmet. Can I ask where you got it from?
It's just some kind of generic company, I believe.
It looks like a blue box. Jason Scott, do you know what that company might be? I'm going to ask you again, and I know you get mad at me and you can yell and swear at me. If you're going to have a treat night, because it's not cheating, it's treat, and I agree with you. No, I agree with them. I 100% agree with them, because it's kind of my treat night tonight when I sit and have a few extra beers and do the show with you guys. It's a treat. I agree. We've earned it. Why Domino's?
It's probably the best pizza around me, around near me. There are a couple of like fresh stone baked or whatever, all these fancy ones in the pubs, but they don't travel well. I don't want to drive there and get it. I don't want to get it delivered. So that is quite near to me. It's a Domino's. I enjoy it. The whole family enjoys it, although they didn't, because I ate the whole lot of that.
I can see that. And now, I'm going to stop picking on you right after this question. Will this be on your unknown name Instagram account.
Absolutely.
You will tell people it is okay to do this once in a while.
Of course, yeah. Why wouldn't I?
Well, I follow you, so I'm going to hold you accountable.
I am accountable.
You are. Look, and I want to clarify something. As you know, the nature of the show, ladies and gentlemen, as much as we make fun of him, he has done a fantastic job. He's running. I'm waiting for you to start running marathons and triathlons and stuff. He's religiously going to the gym. If he can't go to the gym, he's in the cabin doing YouTube workouts. I just don't have the discipline. I try to stay active. I'm getting back into hockey and stuff like that, taking up pickleball. Big B's out there with a torch instead of lifting heavy snow. We're doing our thing, our own aerobic stuff. You're doing a great job. I'm teasing you. And that both of us think that you're doing a phenomenal job. It just really fucking pisses me off when you pretend that vegetables are meat. I'm being honest with you.
I don't pretend. It's not me pretending. You can't blame me. I'm just buying them and eating them. You can't blame me. You're
delicious.
It's almost like you're accusing me of inventing it. Anyway. I'm not. I'm just a product user, a service user of the vegetarian products.
So along these lines now, DK, I have a question for you. When we signed off last week, you were very excited to go eat your KFC. But you were excited not just to have the chicken. You wanted the skin of the chicken and leave the actual chicken there. So along those lines, did you go and enjoy your fatty, greasy chicken skins from Kentucky Fried Chicken?
Absolutely. I have no secrets, just like the horse betting and everything else. As much as I pick on everyone else, I have no secrets. I am the taxidermist of KFC. I love the skin. I can eat it by the bowl. And I think be dead by now, but
that's the whole point of KFC, isn't it? It's meant to be the best part, the skin.
But could you might win me over, Stu, AFKA, if you created a veggie sausage with the flavor of KFC skin.
That would be
sent it to me in dry ice.
Tricky, wouldn't it?
Well, you're always up for a challenge.
Yeah.
You are a chef.
You stick that towel in your rear end to stop yourself from chaffing, and you're off and rolling. Anyway, all right, let's carry on. It is awesome. Should we have our news break before we get on to the meat and potatoes?
I think so. I think the brackets and the big announcement is the crux of this show.
You forgot about one other thing.
What's that?
The book.
Oh, the book of Choo Choo,
which actually, Stu will be pleased to hear, has more to do with you than him.
Ooh, okay then.
Although it is his novel, there's more explaining that you have to do tonight.
Okay.
But ladies and gentlemen, one of the features we're very proud of, we are affiliated now with Mike Jolitz. He has been podcasting for a long time, has a way of bringing us the news in a very short burst. Mike Jolitz, take it away.
Hello, Cave Crew Radio. Hello, DK. Hello, Sir Big B. And hello, AFKA. How the hell are you guys? I am fantastic. Yeah, doing real good out here. It's it's pretty cool. All right, you guys. It is now time for the news. Local legend Chris the Mole Man is back again on Making the Cowgirls, Anal Edition on Bravo. It's his third time on the show. He's still looking for man love. Best of luck, dude. Well, the Packers sure sucked ass last weekend. Yeah. Shockingly, the Shartnels won. I hate that team. Shartnels play the Vikings this weekend. I'm hoping for a tie. California Governor Newsom survived a recall vote. I'm not sure that's good or bad. Loser Bruce Jenner is inconsolable. He's crying on his bidet and he won't turn the water off. Glad I don't live in California. Comedian and SNL alum Norm Macdonald died. He had cancer. He was 61. Tom Bergeron is returning for the 600th season of Dancing with the I Don't Give a Shits. Wow, the show's almost as dumb as those singing shows. I just can't watch that crap. The largest Confederate statue in the U.S. was taken down in Richmond, Virginia last week. It was of General Lee. Bo, Luke, Daisy, and Uncle Jesse are in mourning as we speak. There's an island off the coast of Scotland for sale for only $77,000. It's 22 acres of land, and the best part is no one lives there. Sounds like paradise. I might buy it. Kamala Harris has been found. She was missing for a bit from the media and anti-social media as well. She was babbling incoherently about roast beef under Nancy Pelosi's desk. President Dumbass forgot the name of Australia's Prime Minister. He called Scott Morrison the fella down under. It's okay. He probably only has a week or two left in the office, so, whatever. After a 2-year break from winning, Kansas University finally got a win against rival South Dakota in college football. Students ran out of the field after the win. Some really confused ones ran around in circles. Ozzy Osbourne is going under the knife for neck and spine issues. Yeah, his wife says he'll be back on tour soon. Oh, please. Who wants to see the doddering idiot anyway? And finally in the news, there are shortages of flowers right now and expect the same for Christmas trees this holiday season. Also expect higher prices. There are no shortages of anal lube on the horizon, though. Alrighty, guys, well, that does it for the news. And normally this is the part where I would be doing the weather, but I'm still working on the issues I'm having there. I think I might need to contact an attorney. I may have been bamboozled. I will let you guys know. But that does it for this. Mike reads the news. Thanks for listening, everybody. Tschüss, ciao, and auf Wiedersehen. Later, everybody. Now back to your regularly scheduled programming.
Do you ever find yourself in the day singing My Cholet Show?
It is something that sticks with you. It really is. And I still want to know, I need for him to explain the issue with him reading the weather.
Right. And maybe you could do a separate recording to explain to us that issue, because we've been asking for weeks.
Yeah, I don't understand why he can't say what the weather is.
But you and I just can't deliver the news that quick. So much for our listeners.
And he's got some good one-liners in there too. It's always a good time when he reads the news. My favorite was the General Lee statue, and when he said Bo, Luke, and Uncle Jesse were upset.
And see, my favorite was, and I forgot about this, you may need to do one of your deep digging reports. How Biden referred to the Australian as the guy down under.
Biden doesn't know what day it is. He still doesn't realize he's president of the United States.
Oh, Lord. All right. Here we go. I'm bringing in some props.
Ooh, wait, I have to write down who's facing off. Well, first I think we have to make an announcement, no?
Well, we do. So I'm going to pull this up and explain to people. AFKA, as you know, Big B at the beginning of season 8. I love that view with him behind the glass.
Right. Yeah, it's wonderful to see.
It's like he's using Photoshop. Anyway, you've beaten everyone. You beat yourself when I gave you the challenge. Every topic, 50 Shades of Gray, tugboats, rock music. AFKA himself was your opponent.
I must admit, Brian has been extremely lucky all the way through. He's consistently lucky.
Well, we will find out at the end of this tournament. The only time he lost, he did not have COVID, ladies and gentlemen. I will use my rape line and say he has not COVID yet. But he did have a minor reaction from one of the shots. And Jason Scott came up with an upset. But other than that, he's been flawless. And he's earned the opportunity to do this. So this is the big event. We know of 7 competitors. You may not, but we'll announce them all. But we're also going to announce the 8th tonight in this big event.
Are you ready, ladies and gentlemen, for Big B's Believe It or What Trivia Challenge? We'll have 8 contestants competing, with one winner facing our champion, Sir Big B. The topics will be random. The opponents will be random. The road to the top will be filled with slippery slopes. Who will be the final person standing? To find out, you must believe it or what?
Or what? One of my favorite things that we have done, ladies and gentlemen. So, we all know of 7 contestants that have stood up. And how this is going to work, by the way, is it's like a March Madness and NCAA bracket. It's a single elimination tournament with 4 people on either side, so 8 in total. They will fight till the end until there is one, and that one person by the end of season 8 will face off Big B, and by then you'll be able to ask Amanda what kind of trophies we award for these things.
That's right.
In my hand right here is the 8 names which will be thrown into this hat and randomly drawn. Now, as previously announced on Cave Crew Radio, the contestants are Isbia, Amanda, Jason Scott, AFKA, producer Scott Morris, and 2 surprise entries were Dr. Mike Devine and Eric the Swede. Are you ready for the final contestant before we make the draw?
I can't wait.
Go on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the final contestant is actually more well known to you than you may know. They've been here before, and they'll be here again. Ladies and gentlemen,
oh my goodness,
C.J. Ripka.
Wow. All right.
So there you have it on the screen, Big B. One of those people will challenge you. Isbia, Eric the Swede, Dr. Mike Devine, Choo Choo Stew, CJ Ripka, back from the dead, Amanda, producer Scotty, or Jason Scott.
I would like to see, for everybody out there, CJ Ripka being a huge surprise. Him and Choo Choo Stew were the original combatants in the original Choo Choo Mania.
Yes.
So they may face off once again.
They don't like each other. So I'm going to start tearing up this official envelope in which everyone's name, sorry, I have a hard time with this. Written down once. Maybe I should go on full screen. Hang on.
I will write down who is
facing
off against who.
I will need you to do that. So, placing in number 1 is AFKA. Placing in number 2, I don't know, just Mike Devine, Dr. Mike Devine. Placing in number 3, Scott Morris. Placing in number 4, Eric the Swede. Placing in number 5, CJ Ripka. Next, Isbia. Next, Jason Scott. And finally, the lovely Amanda. I will mix these up and place them where I cannot see them, Big B.
I'm watching.
And the first contestant will be Eric
the
Swede. Are we picking the opponent or are we going on the other side of the brackets?
No, you're picking the opponent.
Okay.
Eric the Swede versus
Eric the Swede. Mix them up here. Eric the Swede's opponent will be. This is so much fun. Just the matchups are going to be excellent. Eric the Swede's opponent will be the winner of Choo Choo Mania 2.
Ooh.
Amanda.
Okay.
I also have to state, Big B, that this will be like random trivia. There'll be no set. Each question will be completely random.
Right.
It won't be like My Little Pony or...
There's no specialized subjects.
Right. It'll be fair to everyone. In the same bracket will be CJ Ripka. Oh, I'm so excited I wasn't getting this excited until now. I'll mix them up, ladies and gentlemen. CJ Ripka's opponent will be, and these are completely random. Oh!
Nah.
This has to be episode 300, baby.
Nah.
Put it to the camera. AFKA.
AFKA versus CJ Ripka in the first round. This has to happen on episode 300. So there's the first bracket. So before we go any further, Eric the Swede, the winner of Eric the Swede and Amanda, will face off against the winner of AFKA and CJ
Ripka. Correct.
Hated and sworn enemies. Completely random. Look, I'm swear. In bracket B, the first contestant will be
Isbia,
the 50 Shades of Grey expert. There's only 3 left, so I really want to mix them. I'm trying to make noises because we're radio too, a podcast. Isbia's opponent will be, this is going to be good too.
Mike Devine.
Which, of course, leads us, I'll pull the last 2 out, of Scott versus Jason Scott. So I'm going to minimize myself. Can you recap? And this is random. And I heard the life air come out of Stu when he heard that, AFKA. And we'll give him a chance to comment because he's the only one that's had a chance yet. But what is the matchups? What is Group A?
So coming out of bracket 1, We're gonna say we're gonna call them the East and the West bracket just for the fuck of it. So the East bracket is Eric the Swede versus Amanda, followed by CJ Ripka versus AFKA. The winner of those matchups face off against each other. In the West bracket, we have Isbia versus Mike Devine, and then Scott versus Scott, producer Scotty versus Jason Scott. The winner of those two matchups face off against each other. The winner of those matchups of the bracket one of the East bracket and the West bracket will face off against each other. Then the winner of that matchup will face off against me.
So the winner to get to you has to win 3. To beat you has to win 4.
Correct.
We need a big prize if you're defeated. AFKA, you are one of the people in bracket A. How do you feel against your opponent that you have already beaten in a controversial yet major event?
He has no idea that we're even talking to him.
AFKA, can you hear us?
In typical AFKA fashion,
he's going
technical difficulties.
I think when he found out his opponent, he was devastated.
He was dumbfounded and just stopped all listening.
But Stu has been training for a year now for something like this. Can you hear us, AFKA?
So
sign your answer to us.
while he's figuring out his technical difficulties.
Anyway, what entices you as he looks dumbfounded into the camera? You wonder why I said he was a few candles short of a menorah. Hello.
I'm very curious.
He must think we're on a commercial break.
Yeah,
if you're not watching us on video, I know there's a lot of people that just listen, including Stu himself.
I got you back again now. Sorry.
Oh, there
he is.
Okay, before we get to Big B's, and next week, Big B will spend a portion of the show analyzing it. We're not going to jump into this. These people aren't getting this 8 weeks in a row.
Right.
This is going to be spread out throughout the season. But AFKA, once a champion, always a champion. But you sounded a little disappointed in your opponent. Do you have any words for this?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm disappointed. It's just, I've already beaten him once. Do I really
it should be easy peasy.
Do I really need to go back there again? I didn't even know CJ was still around. Was still a thing.
He's like a ghost from the past. He's like a ghost writer.
Yeah. But it's they're random questions. He's got a good chance, but I've got a good chance, and
you become much more humble in your new ways.
No, I'm ready for him. I'm ready for
him. What
him.
about the other two in the bracket? Who are the other two? Eric the Swede and
Amanda.
And this is where more AFKA controversy is going to follow you through this entire tournament if you advance, because the poll of the people want to see Choo Choo Mania 3 AFKA versus Amanda. So you may have an opportunity to have a prequel against Amanda, and she's an animal.
Yeah, I would rather no. I would face Amanda on a Choo Choo Mania 3. Yeah. I don't think I would have any worries there, but I think I've got more worries in Believe It or What.
Yeah. What about Eric the Swede? You were on with him as well. Good friends.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Nice guy.
Wait a minute. If you remember the Book of Stew, chapter 6,
we had an argument about the sauna.
The Swede had the fight about the saunas.
That is correct.
I think Stu is filled with controversy in his bracket. You need to train your mind as much as you've trained your body. We would love to see you win this and beat Big B.
I think
Be
whoever's got Eric, because Amanda has got Eric.
Yeah.
You remember, for Eric, it's going to be about 4 o'clock in the morning. So he's already on the ropes. He's already on the ropes.
I don't know. They're two smart people there, and who knows what we don't know what CJ Ripka is going to bring. Let's bring it over to Big B. You've got to send me these, Big B, so I can get the official poster made.
This is the bracket I just drew up.
So we've got Amanda versus Eric the Swede. We've got CJ Ripka versus AFKA. We've got Isbia versus Dr. Mike Devine. And we've got Scott Morris, who thinks he's a trivia star, and Jason Scott, who thinks he knows everything as well, in the B bracket. The winner to face Big B. And this will not happen in a week, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have to make sure both guests are available, and exciting stuff. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I will share that picture and then your brackets. And it works out perfectly because there is the legend himself, AFKA, with his nemesis, CJ Ripka, right across from him.
Look at that. CJ Ripka, who was given up for dead, is making a triumphant comeback to immediately face off against his arch nemesis, AFKA.
This will be good. There'll be promo videos and all kinds of good stuff coming along. All right, there we have it. Well, there is a little bit of time left, and since you left, AFKA, there was a segment we used to do. By the way, Big B and I will break the brackets down, our opinions and predictions next week. During Cave Crew Radio. So stay tuned for that. You're not going to want to miss it. We'll give you in-depth details on every character, their strengths, and perhaps their weaknesses falling in their individual brackets. But another fun thing we brought along after you left, because we mourned for you, AFKA. You dropped us. You dropped us like spit in an oil well, and we didn't know what to do. But this segment came along, and it was very successful. And we're still not even out of the year 2016. We called this the Book of Stew, and what better to premiere this year's Book of Stew than with the man here himself.
Draw near, cave dwellers. Deep in the corner of the cave, covered in dust and memories, lies a book. A book filled with legends and stories that is passed from generation to generation. Some have witnessed the wonders. For some, it lives only in imagination and lore. This is known as the mysterious chronicles of the most interesting man in the world. Listen closely. This is the book of Choo Choo Stew.
And for all we've insulted you with, you should feel awesome that you've had a segment like this named after you. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Book of Stew, chapter 22. Lee, can you tell us about it before we listen?
The Book of Stew, chapter 22. It appears DK's mic has failed him, and Stu is encountering a toilet emergency while sharing his tummy troubles with the entire world on air. Big B joins in the conversation and shares a tummy ache story of his own. Big B was practicing with his band and almost didn't make it to the loo. Toilet emergencies for everyone, I guess. I call this one time at band camp.
Do you know when there's that fine line between running because the faster you run, it sort of speeds up your metabolism.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So you know you got like 100 yards to run, and you think, like, do I try and do it really fast, or do I pace myself?
Well, I had another time where again, back in the 90s when I was playing in the band. We were at the studio rehearsing, and my stomach just didn't feel good. But I was like, all right, I'll make it through practice and I'll go home. As the night went on, my stomach just got worse and worse and worse. So, like, I'm staring at the studio bathroom, and it's a clean bathroom. It's not, nothing disgusting. But I was like, no, I'll do it when I get home. I get back to, we all went together with my guitar, so he dropped me off by my car. I got out, and when you move, like if you're sitting, you're okay, but then you move, you straighten up, kind of things in your stomach move around a little bit. Well, I stood up, and oh boy, wow, I shouldn't have done that. Like I was at the point where you couldn't move. So luckily, my car was right in front of my drummer's house. Get out of the. He goes inside. He closes the door. Like 2 minutes later, suddenly I'm knocking on his door. I'm sitting there. He answers the door. I said, "Can I use your bathroom?" I had to run into his house and use this bathroom.
You knock him out the way. Can I use your bathroom?
Oh, were you kidding me? I was in no conditions. I could barely walk up his stairs. I mean, it was like it was ready. So he says, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't go in there for a little while, but I'm okay now."
Yeah. I mean, mine was like that tonight. It was like, don't go in there for an hour tonight. It was like a war zone.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. My mic had failed on that particular night, and Stu AFKA was having a rumbly tummy, and Big B shared a band story that you might not normally hear. Do you guys recall that night? I recall the story.
I don't recall that night at all. I remember. I know the story.
Listen, I've got a really bad sound problem in my ears. I think I'm just going to log off and log back in because everything's got a really bad crackle to it, and it's not the headphones.
Okay, log back in.
I can't hear.
Okay.
So I don't remember that show at all. I remember the story because I was there, and boy, was it rough. And it was, wow. If my car wasn't in front of my drummer's house, I would have had to find a bush, somebody's bush on their front lawn, and I would have gone all over the place. It was like right there.
Now, do you remember what perhaps brought that on?
Well, Stu alluded to it, that I guess he was having stomach
Well, no,
issues.
he was, but I mean, what happened to you that particular night?
I don't know. When I was younger, I had like some stomach issues, and I think it was because I drank like soda. I drank a ton of soda, and it really fucked up my stomach, and I think that was leading to some of my stomach issues. So that was probably one of the reasons.
Check.
We hear you.
Are you there? Can you hear us?
Yeah, much better now. Yeah.
Okay, good.
So that was probably it. There's another time. I will say there's another time. Me and my friend talk about this all the time. Before I was driving, I had to take a bus to his house, and the bus is however many blocks away. So I got to walk up to the bus stop, wait for the bus, and take the bus ride to his house. I was fine when I left the house. Halfway between my house and the bus stop, my stomach started gurgling a little bit. I said, it'll be all right. I'll make it to the bus. So I get to the bus. I get to the bus stop. I'm waiting on the bus. My stomach's getting worse and worse and worse. I get on the bus. Now my stomach's really starting to hurt. I'm in the bus now, rocking like this. I'm rocking back and forth like this, like I'm a fucking Rain Man, waiting for Judge Wapner, right? I'm fucking rocking back and forth. I get off the bus. Now, when I get off the bus, I got to walk a block up to my friend's house. I'm walking up the block, hunched over. I get to his house. I ring the doorbell. I'm sweating at this point in time. He answers the door. He's like, hey, whoa, what's wrong with you? I said, I almost pushed him out of the way. I said, I have to use your bathroom. And I ran inside and just destroyed his bathroom. And of course, when I was done, I came out and he all smiles because we make fun of this shit all the time between each other. All smiles, sitting there smoking a cigarette. He's like, that was a good one, huh? I was like, yeah, don't go in there. He's like, no, I got the cigarette. I got the match. I'll be good. Yeah, that is now a story we discuss every year at Christmas when I go to his house.
See, a bowel movement.
Yep.
One of the most popular topics on Cave Crew Radio. Now, Stu, do you remember? I guess you didn't hear a lot of it, but what happened was it was back in 2016. My mic had failed. I was with you guys on camera, but my mic was not working, and you that night were having a toilet emergency. It was actually the same night you introduced us to half a Christmas tree. But you remember that night? You were,
and I had a toilet emergency, did I?
Yeah, you did originally, and then Big B started telling stories.
Yeah. I don't remember the episode, but a great story. A great story all the same. And yeah,
do you have any other stories where you might have had a?
Well, I'm not sure if I've ever brought this up, but I was on the train, driving a train, and I'd been eating some prunes and some dried fruit, and again, it's just it just hits you. You just feel this gurgling, and then you need to go. Well, they held my train outside of this station, and I was getting off at the next station, but they held me, and I thought, I cannot wait. So I've undone the cab door, and I've started to undo my trousers, and then I looked up, and there was like some houses or whatever, like a high rise, and there was a guy just leaning out over his balcony looking at me.
I don't think we've heard this one yet.
So I couldn't go. I couldn't do it. I was about to just stick my arse out the door and let rip because I had to. But then I saw this bloke and I thought, oh, no, I can't now. So I sort of done my belt up, and then luckily the signal cleared and I was allowed to carry on to the next station. But it's not a very nice feeling when you've got to go, haven't you?
Now, how long was it between when you decided not to shit out the door of the train, letting the signal go, pulling into the station, then you got to let everybody off? Right?
Oh, no, it was about 2 minutes. I more or less went straight away, went down. It was a matter of I've opened the doors, shut the train down, take my key out, open the cab door for the next driver to take over. And as soon as I opened the door, I was just running. And then it was a case of then climbing about 4 flights of stairs, and then before I could finally reach the toilet.
You listen to the story, especially when Big B told it originally, moving is the trigger.
Yeah.
So those 4 flights of stairs must have been.
Oh, mate, it was agony. And
I got to admit, I don't have a story to tell in particular, but I agree with Big B. You're sitting and you notice something, but as long as you're sitting, you're okay. It's that movement, and you're doing ass kegels all the way to the closest toilet.
That's right.
But
absolutely.
Whole point.
How do you feel now? How do you guys feel like at those particular times when you got to like shit at somebody else's house or whatever it is? I don't like doing that. I don't like doing that anywhere outside of my house. In my house, I'm good. I don't want to do it anywhere outside. I don't know how you guys feel about it.
Oh, listen, I've had games of Risk inside my stomach or intestines, whatever it is, by holding it, which probably isn't good for you, because I don't want to walk to the toilet at work or the toilet at wherever I am. I want to sit at the particular toilet at home. And I don't like the toilet upstairs. I like the toilet on the main floor as my preferred loo of choice. I agree with you. There's something, going and taking a leak, you can leak anywhere. You leak by a tree, beside your car, any loo or porta-john, you take a leak. But a shit is a personal, private,
it's a sacred thing, yeah.
Right.
It really is. And, like when I was working in an office, and, DK, I'm sure you see this, all the time. There are those people that have no shame and will go into the office bathroom, blow it up without a problem, do their thing, come out like, they've just, created Mount Rushmore of shit in the toilet, and they're the happiest they could be. I am not that person.
No, neither am I. There's guys at work that routinely, I can walk by the bathroom in the shop and know that it's so-and-so's turn to shit, and the next guy usually goes on first break. I can have the Thrilla from Manila in my pants, and I'm going to try and hold it for 8 hours. I'm not saying I'm always successful, but I don't want to do it. It's not the promised land, like my own toilet.
See, I do my stuff.
Door open, and people can walk in and out, and the dog can wag its tail. I'm fine as long as I'm on my own throne.
Shit, I've got a microphone problem now.
Oh, just stick it between your ass.
So just think of what we're talking about. Like when I worked in the office, you work in the shop. Think about the construction workers, right? Outside all day long, like building whatever. There was always building something going on here in New York. They don't have a private bathroom. They have a porta potty. Yeah. And these guys are in there one after the other, shitting their brains out, and it doesn't get flushed anywhere. It just sits in the bottom of the porta potty.
Yeah. No, that's why don't these people just go before they leave, leave home?
Well, see, I agree with you. I think that's what the three of us would do. It's one of my morning rituals. I take a sip of coffee, and I'm like, oh, it's time to read the news or whatever, morning to stew or whatever on the toilet. But sometimes something you eat or something just creeps up.
Yeah. I mean, for the builders, like you say, these porta potties, that must be the worst. I mean, that's desperation, isn't it?
But even then, there's always that one guy that could give a shit and will go in there with pride, blow up the porta potty, and come out and brag about it.
Yeah. I just destroyed that fucking thing. Woo! But I think I might hold the record because Stu said it was, 2 minutes until he got, and then he had to climb up 4 flights of stairs. Must have been terrible. You were outside the drummer's house. I've literally punished myself for hours to get home. I mean, driving down the street, squeezing my ass.
Yeah, it depends. If you've got like an upset stomach, you ain't going to do that. You ain't going to do it for 8 hours.
Right, it'll just fly out like
one cough and you've done, you've spilt your whole load.
You got to sneeze of the buttocks.
Yeah.
No, we've all been there, but I agree. I'm glad I'm not alone because not many things are private. You know what I mean? I've skinny dipped in a pool in front of a lot of people, not recently, but in my younger days, I'll pee anywhere. I actually get up and pee in the laundry tub. I really don't care. But that is a sacred time.
And before I have to go in my house, I don't announce that I have to do it, but I make sure with the children that nobody has to use the bathroom. And I make sure my wife, in case, it's that time of the month, she got to run in there and do her thing. Does anybody have to use the bathroom? Go now. And
so you're a one bathroom house.
Yes.
But it doesn't want to be disturbed, do you?
Okay, see,
We only have one bathroom.
Are you a one bathroom house, Stu?
No, we've got 3.
Oh, geez, you're even ahead of me because we have 2. So usually when everyone's awake, they go to the main floor. But, sometimes they'll walk in. Sometimes you'll have coincidental deuces, right? Like it just happens when you're in a family. And they'll look in the bathroom and go, oh, you're doing the 2. And they'll have to run upstairs or I'll, Whereas if it's a pee, like if 2 people are doing the